Good morning, children. Welcome to the online classroom of Chanakya Academy. This session is for the subject Organization of Commerce, and we have already started the chapter Staffing. Today, we are going to understand the meaning of training and development. In today's session, we will see only about the meaning of training. Okay, so children, till now we have seen one thing, that is process of staffing, right? The process of staffing includes three different steps. Process of staffing, it had first point recruitment, second one selection, third step is training and development. Okay, we had already discussed about the recruitment, that is various sources of recruitment like internal source and external sources. Okay, yesterday's session we had discussed about the process of selection, that is when the recruitment is done, many of the applications I have already been received by the organization. Then how to select the best employees or best possible eligible candidate out of the applied candidates. Okay, that went through 9 different stages. Like first one was preliminary selection, then screening, meeting, interviews, reference checking, and physical examination, giving of appointment letter, then induction to the organization. That was all included in selection. Today we are going to discuss about training. What is the meaning of training? Okay, see children, if we talk about training, the training is in process of imparting what theoretical and practical knowledge with the object of acquiring proficiency in the work. Now why this is required? Because no matter how much efficient the personnel may be, no matter कितना भी skilled या कितना भी efficient employee क्यों ना हो या कोई भी candidate select क्यों ना हो, without experience and expertise, proper functioning of the organization is not possible. A candidate may be skilled, candidate may be good at knowledge, but he can work more efficiently when he is given the training. Training in what sense? Imparting both theoretical as well as practical knowledge. By here theoretical and practical knowledge, I mean making the candidate or making the employee familiar with the organization. Okay, so if efficient employees are selected, we can get the more output when we provide them proper theoretical and practical knowledge. अब theoretical and practical knowledge का मैं आपको example दूँ, right? तो by now see, for example you are right now in 12th commerce, आप MBA with HR करते हो, right? आपको management business management administration में interest है, you study about the MBA, right? And you have selected the topic as human resource or HR. That is one of your theoretical knowledge, that you know that how HR training is done, how HR what other activities are looked after by the HR person. But until and unless you yourself go and work in the organization, it is almost impossible for you to know that how actually things work. आपको ये पता होगा कि HR में मेरे को ये देखना है कि रिक्रूटमेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं, रेफरेंसेस कैसे चेक कर सकते हैं, सिलेक्शन की प्रोसेस क्या होगी. ऑल दिस मे बी द पार्ट ऑफ HR, right? You know it, but these things can be learnt and you can polish it more yourself when you actually practically implement it, How it is possible? How this practical implementation is possible? By working in the exact atmosphere. Okay. So it is said that training is a process of imparting theoretical and practical knowledge to acquire the proficiency. Proficiency means expertise and full complete confidence. Okay. Training is not temporary. Now one time training is given and then you can work throughout the life. It is not so. It is a continuous process to increase knowledge, ability, proficiency of the employees. Organization arranges the various training programs. Okay. To increase all these things and improve it, training programs are conducted after every small interval of time, generally every month or every 6 months or every 2 months or 3 months. Various kinds of training programs are conducted to increase knowledge, ability and proficiency of the employees. Now one of the definitions says that training means imparting theoretical and practical knowledge, but with reference to the work of employees. Reference to the work of employees means जो स्किल या जो क्वालिफिकेशन एम्प्लॉय के पास है उस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में और एक्सपर्टाइज नॉलेज देने का काम करता है, दैट इज ट्रेनिंग. गिविंग द ट्रेनिंग ऑफ CA auditing to BSc is of no use. Giving the training of CA auditing to banker, no use. Giving the training of cashier to MBA person is of no use. Right? So training is given in the particular field in which the person is already qualified or eligible. एक मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर को आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि कल से आप इलेक्ट्रिक जनरेटर शुरू करोगे. No. Right? If a mechanical engineer is there, he is supposed to look after the mechanism of the machines. Right? He is not given the training about how the computer will be operated. Right? Because it is of no use. So the training must be related to the reference to the work of the employees. As stated that training means giving up-to-date information about the organization, increase efficiency, skill, aptitude, attitude and technical skills of the employees. Okay. Now we will look at the importance of training, or why training is important, why training should be given. See children, the importance of training are stated over here. There are 7 different points: modern information, safety, job satisfaction, reduce turnover rate, increase profit, reduce expense and growth and development of the employees. These are the 7 important points for which we can say that training is important and it is a part of staffing. Okay. Now let us look at them one by one. First one is modern information. Now why training is required? Because it keeps employees up to date about new technologies and informations. Okay. Yes, training is necessary for apprising the employees about the modern technological changes, various research that are taking place. Okay. These type of training is done in IT industries, wherever any new language or program इस प्रोग्राम नहीं बट सॉफ्टवेयर कम्स इन द मार्केट, तो उसकी ट्रेनिंग होती है, राइट. ट्रेनिंग आर ऑल्सो गिवन फॉर द सर्टिफिकेशन in industries to the auditors. Auditors का काम क्या होता है? They check for if all the rules are followed, all the safety measures are taken care of, all the production done in the organization is going as per the standard. This is what is done by auditors. So auditors need to be continuously updated with the regular changes that happen in the certification. तो उसकी ट्रेनिंग भी दी जाती है. ओके. मोर ओवर व्हेन द एम्प्लॉइज आर employed in the organization, to make them familiar with the industry, to make them familiar with the working, they are given the training. Second one is safety. The workers, particularly those who are handling big machines, electrical equipments, chemical producing or chemical processing industries, are given information regarding operation of machinery. Also known as SOP, statement of operations, right? Why it is given? So that the workers or the employees who are working in such sensitive zone are given the protection, are provided the protection against the hazards or risk. Okay. We can also reduce the accidents that can be caused in such machineries. Now with this safety training, it nurtures the aptitude for the work in employees and leads to less fatigue and high morale. Okay. If safety training is given to the employees, they will feel more work enthusiastic, and with high morale they will be working, keeping in mind all the safety precautions. Okay. Third point is increases the job satisfaction. Now how these training helps in increasing this job satisfaction? See, when the training is provided, it improves the understanding, of workers, and when they are given the job for which they have been trained, that means it will increase their enthusiasm, they will feel confident, and they will work with more morale, or you can say more job satisfaction will be increasing. Clear? So how this training increases the job satisfaction? That is, when the workers are given the job for which they have been trained, right, they feel more enthusiastic towards the work, and this will in return increase the job satisfaction. Now when the job satisfaction increases, person are enthusiastic in working in the organization, definitely they are not going to leave the organization, right? In such situation, it will result into the reduction of labor turnover rate. Now training increases knowledge, training increases skill, efficiency of the workers, which improves the chances of promotion also. Okay. So when the job satisfaction is there, proper training is there, it increases chances of promotion and income. Now when these two things increase, promotion and hike in salary, along with that a confidence in working in the same organization, employees will not think of changing the job. And when employees remain stable, right, it reduce the labor turnover rate. Do you think training will increase the profit? Yes. Training increases the production and productivity. When the productivity increases, productivity means the better production done by the factors of production. When this productivity increases, production increases, it will result into the reduction of cost, and so there will be increase in the profit. As reduction of cost is there, that means overall reduction will be there in the expenses as well. Training increases the efficiency of worker. Now efficiency increase, wastage reduces. Now when the wastage is reduced, that means the cost or the other expenses comes down, right? In such situation, reduction in expenses also an outcome of the training. Seventh point is growth and development of employees. Yes, training results into what? Increase in the skill, right? Knowledge, then ability and intelligence of the employees. So with this, when all these things increase in employee, it results into the personal development of an individual, right? Personal development increases of the individual. Now apart from these, we get all other benefits like increases the prestige of the organization, it reduces the stress, environment of cooperation is created, loyalty, sincerity, enthusiasm is also created among the employees with this training. It is also said that it must also be noted, children, that a separate training department has to be maintained for training, and special officers have to be appointed by the big organization to provide training to the new employees. This actually happens, training the newly joined employees, so that they are made aware about the working of the organization. Raw material may get wasted. See what happens if the training is when the training is given to the new employees, raw material may get wasted, and stipend has to be paid to the trainees as well. But children, keep in mind, though the training is expensive, but its benefits outweigh the expenses incurred, and that is why it is said that training is expensive but its absence is more expensive. Okay, training is expensive because training does not mean just one expert to speak up. ओके, ट्रेनिंग का मतलब ये नहीं है कि एक एक्सपर्ट है वो कंटिन्यूसली लेक्चर दे रहा है और ट्रेनिंग हो गई. इट इज़ नॉट सो. विथ training there may be the wastage of resources. Why wastage of resources? Because live demo, live training may be given to the employees. Apart from that, those who are being trained, they are not actually employed in the organization, but they will be in future employed, right? They are not contributing in present. In the training phase, employees are not contributing in production. Instead, they are learning. Okay, in such situation they are paid the stipend. Now stipend is paid, resources are used, so all these causes the expense. But if all these things are not done, then it can be more expensive. And that is why it is said that training is expensive but its absence is more. And so the amount spent on training should not be considered an expense, but it is an investment in the business. Tomorrow we will continue with the last topic, that is development. Thank you.